Home is where the heart is. Where's yours? Jesus, the God the Father, and the Holy Spirit are our spiritual home. We all know that God the Father and Jesus are with us wherever we go. However, we forget that way too easily. Like a good parent, God's always reminding us that He loves and cares for us. And Jesus, our brother, reminds us too. We're just not always listening. In today's reading, Moses is still listening to God speaking in the burning bush of Mount Horeb. Now listen to what God tells Moses. Go and assemble the elders of Israel and tell them, the Lord, the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, has appeared to me and said, I am concerned about you and about the way you are being treated in Egypt. So I've decided to lead you up out of the misery of Egypt into the land of the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Amorites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and Jebusites, a land flowing with milk and honey. Thus they will hear your message. Then you and the elders of Israel shall go to the king of Egypt and say to him, the Lord, the God of the Hebrews, has sent us word. Permit us then to go a 3 days' journey in the desert, that we may offer sacrifice to the Lord our God. Yet I know that the king of Egypt will not allow me to go, unless he is forced. I will stretch out my hand, therefore, and smite Egypt by doing all kinds of wondrous deeds there. After that, he will send you away. Jesus transforms God's covenant of love with the Jewish people with the sacrifice of his innocent body and blood into a new covenant of love for all people. Today's psalm reminds us that it all began with one faithful man, Abraham. Without him, we wouldn't be where we are today. Here are a few verses from the psalm. He remembers forever his covenant, which he made binding for 1,000 generations, which he entered into with Abraham and by his oath to Isaac. The Lord remembers his covenant forever. In today's gospel, Jesus tells his disciples and followers not to worry about the burden of the law the scribes and the Pharisees have placed on them. In place of the yoke of the law, we have been blessed with the yoke of his love and the sacrifice of his body and blood that we consume at Holy Mass. This holy sacrifice reminds us how much Jesus and God the Father love and care for us. They know we're overwhelmed, stressed, and need relief. However, we forget that Jesus and God the Father are the relief that we need. Now listen to the gospel. Jesus said, come to me, all you who labor and are burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am meek and humble of heart, and you will find rest for yourselves, for my yoke is easy and my burden light. A first-century Roman philosopher said, home is where the heart is. Jesus is calling us home to his sacred heart, so he can give us rest, relief, and as much love as it will open our hearts to love in. Passionately and gently, Jesus reaches out to remind us the essence of the new covenant is the gospel of his sacrificial love. We are called to live this infinitely powerful love from God the Father and Jesus in union of the Holy Spirit inside us. This new covenant calls us not to have blind faith, but to ask, seek, and find our way to union with God so we can freely love him with our whole heart, our whole soul, our whole mind, as well as love each other as we love ourselves. Well, these are not always easy for us to do. We understand that our own love relationships are not easy, yet can be so rewarding. However, you cannot begin to imagine how much more rewarding your relationship with God the Father, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit can be. It's nothing less than heavenly. I hope you'll open your heart completely so you'll find out exactly what I mean. God bless you. And be sure to take care of God's precious kids.